प्यार भरी सत श्री अकाल तुहाडा स्वागत प्रोग्राम अज दा मुद्दा दे विच तुसीं सोच रहे होने हो अज दा मुद्दा सैटरडे नू तुहाडे नाल पेश कर रहे हैं बिकॉज वंस अगेन लाइव यूबा सिटी गुड वाइब तो तुहाडे नाल जुड़े हुए हैं यू नो इस पूरा हफ्ता असी प्रोग्रामिंग इत्थों ही तुहाडे नाल शेयर कीती है एंड साडी प्रोग्रामिंग दा स्केड्यूल भी असी चेंज कीता है सिर्फ इस मकसद करके कि तुहानू इत्थे दी जो एक एक चीज़ हैगी ओहदी जानकारी शेयर कीती है तुसीं आप नहीं इस महान नगर कीर्तन दे विच पहुंच सके साडे राही जस पंजाबी राही तुहानू असी इहो जिहा एहसास देने कि तुसीं इत्थे ही हो साडे नाल इस नगर कीर्तन दा आनंद ते मान लै रहे हो सो इस प्रोग्राम दे विच इस पूरे स्पैशल ब्रॉडकास्ट दे विच तो पिछले हफ्ते दे विच तुहाडे नाल शेयर कर रहे हैं एक चीज़ असी कोशिश की कि इत्थे पहुंचे हुए वक-वक संस्थावां नाल बिजनेसिस नाल तुहाडी गल कराई जाए उन इंडिविजुअल्स नाल तुहानू मिलाया जाए जो कि कुछ अनोखा कर रहे हैं कुछ इहो जी चीज़ कर रहे हैं जिहदे नाल एक बारी फिर सरबत दा भला हो सकता है बिकॉज असी इत्थे जिथे गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जी दी गुरगद्दी दिवस नू मना रहे हैं साडे गुरुआं ने सानू दस्सिया है पवन पानी पिता माता धरत महत इस वातावरण दी किस तरह साडी ऑब्लिगेशन है कि असी देखभाल करना है ओहदे अज मैं थोड़ी जी तुहाडे नाल गल करना चाहती हाँ आप एक यंगर जनरेशन का हिस्सा होने के नाते जिथे इन्वायरमेंट की गल आती है ये एक इहो जिहा सब्जेक्ट है एक इहो जिहा मुद्दा है जो मेरे दिल के बहुत करीब है सो मैनू बहुत खुशी हो रही है इस प्रोग्राम दे विच तुहाडी गल करांदे हुए जॉइनिंग अस इस कंपनी दे नाल तुसीं काफ़ी वाकिफ हो जस पंजाबी राही ये तुहाडे नाल जुड़ते रहंदे हैं बट अज सोलीवा दे करते धरते CEO एंड फाउंडर मिस्टर अहमद काजी साडे नाल जुड़े हैं सब तो पहले काजी जी तुहाडा प्रोग्राम दे विच स्वागत सत श्री अकाल
and Sat Sri Akal to all our viewers. And much more than that is also all the blessing for such a spiritual event to them. It has been such a humbling experience for me, an absolute spiritual as well as otherwise it has been so good. Organization, people's vibes, there are such good vibes and all of that, happy at the same time being thinking of the spiritual side and doing their prayers. So I've been very impressed. Very good organization on top of that.
Of course.
I thought, looking at the weather, I thought it was going to be a mess.
Yeah.
But kudos to them. They have done a very good job.
I think, Qazi ji, these good vibes you're talking about, in Punjabi we have a very well-known term for it, a phrase for it, called Chardi Kala, right? Eternal optimism. So even though COVID happened, even though it rained today, even though people, weren't sure if they should come or not, you can see that people are here in great numbers and everyone is so happy. They're so thrilled to be here and they are full of eternal optimism that things will be better. I completely agree with you. That sentiment is, is found here throughout the Nagar Kirtan. But Mr. Qazi, I want to talk a little bit about Soleeva, right? So, your team members, the folks representing Soleeva, लगातार programs से साथ नाल जुड़ते रहंदे हैं. Solar panels and energy efficiency, clean energy नू लेके Soleeva दा एक मकसद तुसी create किया. That is, you founded this company with that vision in mind. But your background is in technology. You've done entrepreneurship in various sectors. How did you decide to then enter the energy efficiency, the clean energy sector, and particularly why solar?
Thank you, Aashmeeta. A big background in terms of that, particularly in terms of before that I was much more involved in medical technology, some of life-saving technology. So the passion has always been, yes, everything is a business, but you want to bring something and do something that really works toward making humans or life better. I mean, that's what we should do. Money making is just part of it. The goal should be that. So that was very much same thing as you said. To me, it was also very close to my heart. That what are we doing with Mother Earth? What are we doing for the well-being of people around the globe, not in the United States, around the globe? And when you look at that, energy crisis, people not having enough energy, people dying because they did not have power. Even in this country, in the United States, I mean, power is an issue, right? It's
Absolutely.
becoming. And then, well, how do you get the power? The best way to get it is from Mother Earth.
Yeah.
And the best part of that was to get it from Mother Earth and then give it away something good to Mother Earth.
Yes.
And that is the whole sort of the mission of Soleeva. Okay, God has, Guru has given us that. Why not we utilize that instead of building the nuclear plants and all that?
Yeah.
And all that.
Absolutely.
And then I also looked at it, what do we give back? So when we started looking back into that clean air, better environment, removing the carbon footprints, how do you do that? So that's what brought to solar.
Yeah.
And then when I looked a little bit further into it, I said, well, there are still some major issues with solar. People think all solars are created equal.
Yeah.
That's not how it is.
Right,
exactly.
right.
So we looked into what are the issues of. One major issue with solar was that has such a tremendous background, and I feel blessed about it, was dirt, right?
Okay.
Panel get dirty and they lose production.
Okay.
Panel gets hot and they get degraded. They lose their efficiency because they get broken because of the same heat that feeds them.
Wow.
It's funny that you think, but they say excess of anything is bad.
Absolutely.
Right?
All things in moderation.
That's exactly. All thing in moderation. So that was the same thing with solar panel.
Right.
So now we spend almost 7-8 years of time, lot of time, long hours, sleepless nights to come up with a solution. The one of them is the self-cleaning part of it. Why I want to talk so much about it is, the panel will be clean, they will perform better, but the best thing is, it is such a strong, ingredient we have put on the panel that the air which touches the panel gets clean too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So essentially what we have calculated, for 8 panels on your house.
Right.
Not only that it will give you the solar power, electricity, it removes the footprint of 2 cars.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And to me, that was like...
It's like a Sone de Sohaga.
Exactly.
It's a win-win.
Win-win.
Qazi ji, you've kind of, reflective of your technological background, you've given us all of these unique attributes of not just the benefits that solar offers, but Soleeva in particular, why it's unique in terms of some of the technology you've implemented. I want to talk to you more about this. I want to talk about the philosophy and the mission behind Soleeva, and how the world is changing when it comes to its approach to energy efficiency. There's some big stuff in the news. ਇੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਲਈ ਰੁਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਨਾ ਜਾਓ ਕਨਵਰਸੇਸ਼ਨ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ ਅਹਿਮਦ ਕਾਜ਼ੀ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਫਾਊਂਡਰ ਐਂਡ CEO of Soleeva ਪਹੁੰਚੇ ਆ ਯੂਬਾ ਸਿਟੀ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਵਿਖੇ ਲਾਈਵ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਰਹਾਂਗੇ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਆ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਉਸ ਬਾਅਦ ਸਾਡਾ ਲਾਈਵ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਯੂਬਾ ਸਿਟੀ ਵਿਖੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਰੂਆਂ ਨੇ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਖੁਦ ਇੱਕ ਕਿਸਾਨ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਵਾਤਾਵਰਣ ਬਾਰੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਦੱਸ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਗਏ ਇਸ ਪਲੈਨਟ ਦਾ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਖਿਆਲ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਨਾਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਸਿਖਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਬਾਣੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਬਟ ਕੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਐਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜਦੇ ਹੈ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਡੇਟ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਸਹੂਲਤਾਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦਿੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਐਨਰਜੀ ਐਫੀਸ਼ੀਐਂਸੀ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਲਾਈਮੇਟ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਕੀ ਐਕਸ਼ਨਸ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਪੋਜ਼ਿਟਿਵ ਚੇਂਜ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਓ ਐਂਡ ਇਸ ਕਨਵਰਸੇਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਫ ਕੋਰਸ ਸੋਲਰ ਐਨਰਜੀ ਰਿਨਿਊਏਬਲ एनर्जी ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਰੋਲ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਸੋਲਰ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆਂਦੀ ਆਫ ਕੋਰਸ Soleeva ਦੇ CEO ਐਂਡ ਫਾਊਂਡਰ ਮਿਸਟਰ ਅਹਿਮਦ ਕਾਜ਼ੀ ਸਰ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਹਨ ਕਾਜ਼ੀ ਜੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਬੈਕਗ੍ਰਾਉਂਡ ਵਾਸ in technology and healthcare saving technologies, you've transitioned into not just energy efficiency but solar. And what are some of the unique attributes of the way you approach solar? But I have to ask you here, right? Taking a step back, what was the philosophy? What was the mission with which you started Soleeva? That you said, you know what, this is the goal I want to pursue via this enterprise.
Very much so. As I was talking about it, Aashmeeta, the goal was the business, anything you can do, but what you really want to do is what goals match with the vision of God who created. What did He want us to do, right? Was to make this place a better place, right?
Yeah.
For everyone. And that was, I think, I don't want to overemphasize, but that was definitely true part of it.
Yeah.
Actually, to the extent that even when we came up with the name of Soleeva,
Yeah.
it was more like thinking of the spiritual side of it, and a dream comes, and that this is the name. Because the whole mission was, as you said, when you look around, what's been going on, the earth is becoming so intolerant to what we do to it.
Yeah.
We talk about in the break about the fire.
Yeah.
I grew up in a town that used to get 6 to 7 feet of snow.
Oh my gosh.
They are saying in 2025 it is going to go and drought. There is nothing left in that land.
Yeah.
Other places are getting more rain. Some places are not. I mean, the whole weather channel. And if you look at it, it's all linked with what? The environment becoming polluted.
Yes.
So that is the basis and heart and soul of Soleeva.
Yeah.
In terms of that, and solar is the most affordable out of it.
Yeah.
Also, it's a funny thing. People think. I tell people, solar. You're paying the bills. You are eliminating that.
Yeah.
It is the most affordable thing you can do, and
Right.
add to the nature. Give back to Mother Earth.
Yeah.
How could you deny something that is so good that you're getting a benefit of it, but you're also giving back something good to Mother Nature?
I mean, the only reason I can think why someone would deny it is ignorance, right? They don't know any better, especially for an individual, right? We talk about renewable energy, and yeah, there's a lot of options nowadays, whether it's wind power, hydropower, what have you, dams, but solar is probably one of the only ones that an individual can access. Even an individual living in an urban area with not a lot of space can actually have access to solar energy. But before I kind of get to why folks should seriously think about this way to access energy, I want to talk a little bit about the political climate, because that's so important, right? Once again, as a young person or as a member of my generation, I feel that there is an urgency when it comes to climate change and action around climate change. It's really good to see that those in positions of power, President Biden was just in Europe, for this exact reason, for the climate summit.
Exactly.
Those in positions of power are finally starting to act, but it still seems like it's not enough, right? How do you feel? Do you feel that now is the perfect time for folks on an individual level to get involved, especially as the government and the political landscape is changing around climate, issues?
You are, Aashmeeta, you're so right. What can it take it to the next step from the tipping point is your generation. And they are very much aware of it. Obviously, actually, I give credit to them for the change with Biden's around the world, because the young generation is just not liking what is happening with Mother Earth.
Yeah.
They know it, and they know what we have to live in it for next 50, 60 years, and then we will have...
We are worried about our children.
Exactly,
what kind of planet
children.
will be around for them?
So the kudos to actually, people have complaints about, I think young generation is doing a tremendous job in many ways, and this is one of the directions in which this is a movement now that's not going to stop. So either join it or get out of the way.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely,
what it is.
absolutely.
And sooner people join, they will realize that this is good.
Yeah.
And this is something they should do it. And affordability as well. Then comes the point, and there's a genuine complaint, Aashmeeta, people had it. Now what do I buy? Which solar, right?
Yeah.
That is where they get confused. They know the Toyota and they know the BMWs and cars and all of that. But somehow the knowledge about, and I think one was the purpose when we joined Jio TV was really let people, our Punjabi community and other wherever it is, educate them.
Yeah.
Tell them about solar, that what should they look at it. And that's where we talk about that first part first, as we said. There is nothing better you can do. The easiest and way to contribute to Mother Earth is go solar.
Yeah.
Then, so first, as I said, it is something you must do for yourself and your kids, from the saving and from the environment. The second thing is, which one? That is what we're trying to tell. We're trying to, and very much, Jio TV has done, very honestly, pretty good job in terms of communicating that message to them. That, okay, look at what you're getting into. All solar's not created equal.
Yeah.
They're all good, but you want the best.
Right.
Bang for your money, right? A buck for your buck. And that is look into durability.
Right. I'm going to stop you right here.
Yeah.
You said something very interesting. We're talking about solar as being one of the best ways for any one individual, any one household to become a part of the climate change movement, the climate action movement. But the key statement that you just made here is not all solar is created equal. This is very important because solar is not a new technology. Koi navi cheez nahi hegi. It's been around, and so is technology de vich innovation, modernization, the efficiency, the bahut advancements hoye. And I want to talk to you about this, right? Because you are implementing certain techniques that put you on the cutting edge. Ithe ek chote ji break le rukte hain. Break to baad gal jai rahegi ki kis tarah ਭਾਵੇਂ solar energy ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ, ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਸੋਚਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਅਗਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਪਾਸੇ ਜਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ। ਇੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਛੋਟੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਲੈ ਲਓ ਤੇ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ। Live program ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੁੜੇ ਹਨ Ahmad Qazi ji, CEO and founder of Soleeva. Ahmad Qazi ji, we're talking about solar, we're talking about the environment, ਕਿ ਕਿਉਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇਸ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ urgent action ਲੈਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ। ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਸਾਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੋ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ solar ਦੀ ਜੋ ਟੈਕਨੋਲੋਜੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ, ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਭਾਵੇਂ solar ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਜ਼ਰੀਆ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਰਾਹੀਂ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਕੋਈ, ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹ ਸ਼ਹਿਰ 'ਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਵੱਡੇ ਖੁੱਲੇ ਡੁੱਲੇ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ Yuba city ਵਰਗੇ ਪਿੰਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, it is something that's accessible to individuals, right? But ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਦੇਖਦਾ ਕਿ ਚਲੋ ਜੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ solar ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ, there's shopping, there's options, right? And not all solar is created equal. So what would you say, what would you recommend folks look out for? What are the things, ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ Soleeva ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੱਖਰੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ to take solar to the next level?
Very good. Aashmeeta, great question actually. So first, I want to take away 2-3 myths out there, right?
Gee.
When we talk to most of our clients, they talk about what is the panel's watt. Doesn't matter. In reality, that's not. Some panels are, this size, some panels are bigger size.
Right.
Watt is not what, it is what you want to produce.
Okay.
The output.
Okay.
Right? It's just like a small example is like engine size, 4.0 or whatever. As long as I give you 4.0 engine size with 3 panels or 2 panels,
Yeah.
or 5 panels, it doesn't matter. So that's one thing that most of the time people. The second part is people look at the efficiency of solar panels. Silicon has reached its limit, pretty much. There's a 0.5 percentage point in efficiency and the difference between that panel and the other panel.
Right.
That's not the issue.
Okay.
The issue is the quality of the panel production.
Okay.
A panel that is made with a very lousy setup and technology will fail.
Of course.
And the panel which are made, and that's why we never went overseas. Our panels are made in the United States.
Oh, okay.
And we wanted to make sure
Made in America.
Yes, made in America and controlled production quality.
Uh-huh.
That's what we tell people. Look at what the panel, don't look at the panel's efficiency that way. Look who is making the panel.
Right.
There are very few companies who make the quality panel that we make.
Yeah.
The second part of the panel's quality comes from in terms of what else goes wrong with the panel. As we were talking, the heat.
The heat or the dirt.
Dirt.
Right.
Those are the two. A panel, you got to read the fine print. Most of the solar company tells you in the fine print, we're not responsible for the loss of
this,
and the damage which is naturally happening.
Which is the heat.
Heat. No. Guys, you are giving that in the fine print down there.
Right.
You're not explaining that you don't have that technology, and that is where we take it, how you differentiate. Not to say about, that's where we come and we say, we are going to give you a production warranty for the life of the panel.
Wow, lifetime warranty, but an actual lifetime warranty.
Actual lifetime warranty.
Wow.
You don't get that production, we write you the check.
Wow.
The difference.
Wow.
And every time we install, we insure, we put money into that so that we can give you if that happens.
Right.
Because we have done so much work on our technology, that's very rare something like that happens.
Right.
90% of the time we're producing above and beyond what people.
Right.
So to me, that self-cleaning and loss because of the heat is what I call the two tumor in solar.
Right.
And we removed those.
Yep.
We made it much more healthier and much more viable.
And I think the most interesting thing here is, this is the first time I've heard it, that it's a solar panel that has a self-cleaning technology that actually cleans the air around it. It cancels out the pollution from 2 cars. Ahmad Qazi ji, CEO, founder of Soleeva. So interesting to hear about, once again, viewers started Soleeva bare sundar and there, but to hear about the mission behind this company, a mission that ਸਾਡੇ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਅਹਿਮ ਮੁੱਦਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ, ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਜਨਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਹੀ. So good to talk to you, Ahmad Qazi ji. Welcome to Yuba City. ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਇਹ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਨਗਰ ਕੀਰਤਨ ਹੈ. We hope you enjoyed. ਉਮੀਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਗ ਦੀ ਮੱਕੀ ਦੀ ਰੋਟੀ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਂਦੀ before you leave.
I'm looking forward to that. Today I miss it. Tomorrow.
ਐਤਵਾਰ ਦੇ ਦਿਨ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਗ ਮਿਲੂਗਾ. It was a pleasure having you. ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ.